everyone, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So today we are building a rather large house. I still, to this day, sitting here doing the voiceover, don't know what to call this. So we'll see when it goes up what I come up with. But right now I'm still panicking because I don't have a title for it. But anyway, it was inspired by a book that I read recently, which is called... Actually, I'm not going to tell you, because if you've... Well, I might tell you at the end of the video. Yeah, I'll tell you at the end of the video. So far, right now, I'm not going to tell you. But if you've read the book, you will know, because I'm going to tell you who it's for. It's for the first son of the US and His Royal Highness, Prince whatever, from the UK. And I read this book, I thought it was so funny. It made me cry laughing at some points. So I just felt like I needed to build something for it. Like, it deserved a build in The Sims for some reason. I don't know. It's fine. Don't you get that, like, when you really like something, you gotta build something for it in The Sims? Like, that's the highest level of respect you can give this movie or book or series or something. So I just felt like I really had to build it. So I went on stream, and if you didn't know by now, I have started streaming over on Twitch. So you can find a link to my channel through the link tree, which is linked in the description box. I'll make sure to leave it in the pinned comment as well. And I stream over there hopefully around 2 to 3 times a week, maybe more than that. I don't really know. I've had to cancel today's stream just because I'm not really feeling super well, but we're not gonna get into that in this voiceover. You can probably hear it on my voice. I'm just kind of tired. It's fine. But when I say tired, I mean like exhausted. Like, it looks like I'm crying. We're getting into it anyway. Apparently I said that we wouldn't. But I'm having one of those days where I'm so tired that my eyes are all puffy and it looks like I'm constantly crying. So I'm just gonna take today and finish up some editing and possibly plan what other builds I want to do for the upcoming week. We're gonna do those on stream as well, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So if you want to come hang out, definitely go follow, turn on your notifications and all of that stuff. But we built this on stream. It took about 10 to 10 and a half hours. It's only built on a 40 by 30, so it's not... it just took a long time, okay. And I ended up with just under 4 hours of footage. That took me about 2 hours to edit as well. So, and now I'm doing the voiceover. Pictures took a longer time as well. I actually found out that I accidentally started building on the wrong side of the lot. Like, I had to rotate it around for the pictures and stuff for the gallery upload, because I apparently built the facade at the back of the build. Like, I turned it around. I don't know. There is still pavement here. Like, how am I supposed to know? You know, there's no path leading up to the lot either. How am I supposed to know which way is supposed to be the front? So I fixed that for the upload. Don't worry if there's anything missing, like anything you didn't see me place down in the build either. I fixed that for the upload as well, such as an outdoors trash can. I forgot that, but that is fixed for the upload. So I hope you guys will get some use out of this house. I had a lot of fun building it though on stream with everyone. It was a good time. And whenever someone joined and they were asking, who is this house for? And I would explain it, very often they actually knew the book. So I'm really happy that I'm not the only book nerd here. Like, I know that I'm not, but I'm happy that we're a lot, you know? So that we can nerd out about the books while we're building for the characters in them. I also want to say that the first son of the US and also His Royal Highness, the Prince of UK, Prince of Wales, whatever, Prince in the UK. I don't know how that title works, it's fine. I'm just gonna focus on my own royal family here in Denmark, so it's all good. But they don't exist in the real world. They're just fictional characters, so we're not building for anybody that actually does exist. So, just so you know, they're just from this book. So, but I had a very good time reading this book, so I really wanted to build something for them. It's probably not the first time that that's gonna happen, you know. I think it's also been suggested at least a couple of times by some of you if I could build for some of the characters that I read about. So it was a lot of fun. We're probably gonna do it again. And although I'm not building anything for Jane Eyre, which is the book that I'm reading right now, alongside Defy the Night, but that one's a little bit too fantasy-like, so I don't really know what to do there. I would have to build a palace, and that's not happening. So Just setting that straight, no castles. Kim, I know that you're watching this video and you want me to build a castle, but it's not happening. We're not building a palace either, and I'm definitely not building anything for Jane Eyre. I don't dislike classics, it's not that. I just have to be in the right mood to read them, and I'm really not in the right mood to read Jane Eyre, so I'm having a bit of a hard time with it, but that's fine. We're not going to get too far into that. I just wanted to, just in case you thought I was disrespecting Charlotte Bronte, I'm not. I'm just not in the right mindset and mood to read Jane Eyre right now, so I'm having a little bit of a hard time with it. But this book, though, that the characters are from, that we're building for, if you can always be in the mood for that kind of book. Like, honestly, always. So I'm gonna tell you later, though, which book it is, but I'm pretty sure if you've read it, you would know by now. So the house itself, the exterior, was inspired by a picture that I found on Pinterest before I started streaming. I just saw it. I went through my European houses. It's not, I don't think it's actually a European house, but it's inspired, like the architecture is inspired by European architecture, whatever that means, because there's a lot of different European architecture, but that's fine. Let's not get into that. It's all good. So I went through, because I have my Pinterest board that I can't share because, you know, real life name is on it and I follow friends and stuff, so it's just not gonna work. The two don't mix here. But I have like a build board that some builds have been kind of sorted and organized into architecture styles. So I went through the European board that I have and just kind of tried to see, because I knew that if I wanted to build something for these two characters, it had to be something that had like a hint of European to it, because one of them is from the UK, which is still Europe. So I saw this, I scrolled by it, and I was like, hold on a minute, that is beautiful, that is gorgeous, that is perfect. I'm gonna build that on stream. And then it just took ages to build it, but I like how it turned out though, and it was cool to kind of coordinate with everyone in the chat and figure out like what to do with the floor plan and what kind of color scheme that we're gonna go for and how big the kitchen was gonna be and everything. We had a little crisis with the rooms because there's basically supposed to be an extra 3 bedrooms in this house, but there isn't. So we ended up making it just a whole wing for the couple here, and then they have a guest bedroom because one of the guys has a sister and a very, very close friend, and I could sort of imagine them living there as well, but I didn't have room for them. And the prince also has a sister, a princess, and we didn't have room for her either, so I'm sorry about that, but that's just the way it is. I also start placing, oh yeah, the library here is because one of them, and I think partially also the other one at some point, at least in the book, he's a big book nerd. Like, he reads a lot. Ironically I can't imagine him actually reading the kind of books that he's in himself, but I definitely see him as more like a classics kind of guy, but he deserved to have a home library, and I feel like the other guy also reads now. Like, he's kind of been inspired to read by the prince, if you get what I mean. He's also the prince is also a very, very big fan of Star Wars, which is also a thing in these books. So I put down some Star Wars models here and there. There's another Baby Yoda situation. It's fine. We're just having a good time, and I just thought it was fitting. Like, he would have collectibles of Star Wars and stuff like that. So it was kind of hard because when one character's hobbies or interests are so easy to decorate for, such as bookworm and Star Wars fan, but the other one likes politics. Like, how do you decorate for someone who likes politics, you know? So I decided that I didn't want to place down a podium for him because I think that is the only like politics kind of item that we have, at least. I did place down a logic table, a chess table. It's just because it's used for logic, okay? That's why I call it a logic table. In my head, that item is solely used to improve logic skill in The Sims. That's what it is. So it's a logic table, not a chess table. But they have a chess table in their living room just in case that you need logic for being a politician in The Sims. I don't actually remember what kind of skills are required. I'm guessing it's more like charisma more than logic, which is illogical, but you know, whatever. There's also a massive mirror in their walk-in closet on the 2nd floor. So if he wants to brush up on those charisma skills, even though he's a very charismatic guy, he can do that in those mirrors. Those kinds of skills are easy to kind of, like both acting, I think acting you can practice that in the mirror too, right? Singing skill as well, very easy to decorate for because you don't have to decorate for it. But basically every house has a mirror. So if you want to practice acting or charisma, you just need a mirror in the house. But it doesn't exactly scream, hey, I'm into politics. So I have to tell you guys, one of the two guys living in this house is very into politics. He really wants to be a politician of some kind. I forgot what title they used specifically for the, I'm pretty sure he wants to be president at some point, but for now I think he wants to be the youngest senator or something. I don't remember exactly. I'm also not going to talk too much about the book because I don't want to accidentally spoil anything, but we can talk a little bit about the characters and their interests and all that stuff. And one of them likes politics, the other one likes books and Star Wars. So yeah. How do you decorate for someone who likes politics? Actually, if you have any ideas, let me know because I honestly can't think of it. So I would love to hear you out on that though. So we have done the library and we've moved on to the living room, which in here, because I don't remember, was someone saying that I was using a little bit too much brown throughout the build, which is something that I've talked about on the channel here before, but I actually like brown for interiors as long as it's not the same kind of shade of brown over and over and over again. I don't like matching furniture that much either, so that kind of makes sense. But since they were saying that there was maybe a little bit too much brown, which, you know, we can agree to disagree, but that's okay. I decided to add some burgundy, which was also suggested because I asked what kind of colors could we add in the library then, and someone said burgundy, and that just kind of clicked. It made sense. Libraries, burgundy, or like a deep emerald green kind of color as well. I could see that in a library, so we ended up going for as close to a burgundy as I could find, at least in a couch. We surprisingly don't have a lot of burgundy couches in The Sims, so that was it was the closest one I could find. And then for the living room, we just added a little bit of blue through the couches as well. I also had issues finding enough couches that I felt like would fit this house, so I had to reuse this house, or reuse the whole house? What? Reuse the couch upstairs in their bedroom, but we'll get to that once we start decorating the upstairs. We're still on day 1 of the stream, by the way. Still on day 1. But these kinds of traditional looking couches, we don't really actually have a lot of those that aren't overly grandma, and I felt like for 2 younger guys, it kind of wouldn't make sense to give them a massively grandma kind of vibe to their interiors, so, you know. And then out here, we are doing the sunroom, which is pretty simple. There's literally just these 2 couches. I placed this sort of like fireplace, coffee table combo in the middle, which is super nice and looks a little bit more modern, but it works. It adds some light in here as well. And then a lot of plants. This is their plant room. None of them is a plant fanatic, I would say, or just specifically a planty kind of person, but this is still my house, so I need some kind of influence on it. It's still my creation. I still need to have some kind of, hey, I made this, so I'm gonna add a lot of plants in here. And it turns out really cozy as well. So I think we're on day 2 now. Yeah, we started out with their bedroom. Basically the whole upper right side of the build, that is just for them. So they have a very big bedroom, which is unusual for me because I build a lot of tiny houses where all the furniture is kind of cramped together. So I felt like I had so much empty space up here that I was just kind of panicking a little bit, but it's fine. They also have a walk-in closet. They have a bigger bathroom as well, which is also unusual. I feel like some of these bathrooms, there are 3 in the build total. I also forgot the basement, by the way, but that's because the landscaping took such a long time to do that I just completely forgot that we were planning on putting a vault in the basement, and then I just ended up just forgetting about it. So we're gonna have to save the vault for some other build, not this one. But I feel like some of the bathrooms in this house could basically be the size of maybe a micro home or just a bigger bedroom in some other house that I've done. The bathrooms are pretty major in this house, but also it was cool to kind of challenge yourself and figure out what to do with the bathrooms, because I usually do 2x3 bathrooms, so they are super small and basically just have the necessities like toilet, shower stall and sink, and that is it. But for a house this big, like, you need luxurious, bigger bathrooms, so it was fun to try and figure out what to do with them. There's also a bit of a hint of what book it is that these two characters are from, both in this bedroom, but also in their bathroom, so just ignore that mannequin. I don't know what it was, just ignore it. I was trying to look for the child, for Baby Yoda. Also, I changed those lamps, by the way, because they are from Realm of Magic, and I forgot that in live mode, they have a super weird glowy light that does not look realistic. It looks very magical, it's very pretty, but it does not fit this house at all. So anyway, I don't know if you can see that there's like a hint of what book it is in here. I don't want to just like look at the room. It's fine. It's probably very subtle. It's fine. I'll tell you guys in just about 10 minutes. But this is their walk-in closet. The clothes don't fit the two characters at all, so we're just gonna politely ignore them, but this is definitely the vibe that I wanted to go for their walk-in closet, like very luxurious, sort of. I think one of them is super into clothing. The other one wears a lot of Burberry. So it's just, they have like a, you know, expensive taste. I needed their walk-in closet to kind of ooze expensive taste, if you will. So we ended up going for the Get Famous walk-in closet elements, and the clothes don't fit the guys at all. Just gonna nope. I was super excited to decorate this bathroom, but then when I got to it, I got so nervous because I was looking forward to making the his and his sinks because I feel like that is so cute. But then, I don't know, the bathroom was just so big and I didn't know what to do with it. I wanted it to be luxurious and I wanted them to have everything in there, and then when I started decorating, I just kind of panicked a little bit, like, where am I supposed to put everything? Because they need that like very luxurious kind of bathtub over there in the corner. And then I sat and looked at it, like, where am I supposed to put the toilet and the shower now? So I feel like we found out also, yeah, they have a talking toilet because they are luxurious people. Okay, luxurious people, and luxurious people have talking toilets. That's just how it works. I don't make the rules. But I feel like in the end, it turned out okay. I just had to get past that little, oh my gosh, I'm panicking sort of phase. So over in the corner, they have their open shower, and then here in the middle, that's where I kept the bathtub because it just felt right. I also added another window, so there's a little bit more light coming into the bathroom, and, you know, they also have some decor. I had a good time with this one. I know that we're building with shorter walls, by the way, which might look weird to some people. I personally don't like the medium wall height or the tall walls that much, so if I can avoid using tall walls, I will do it. Or just medium wall heights, or medium walls. I will avoid it at all cost. So we're still using short walls. It might look weird to some people, but I feel like it still works. Can you find the hint, by the way, at what book it is? Because I feel like it was pretty obvious in the bathroom. I don't know. Please just, someone, if you've guessed it already, leave it in the comments, you know, just leave it in the comments. But if not, I'll tell you in 5 minutes. So this is the guest bedroom, and this was just supposed to be not really showing off any personality, if that makes sense. They don't have any hobby items in here. They don't have any like very personal pictures or any kind of art. That actually, I did add a little bit of art in here after I stopped recording. So yesterday when I went in again to figure out what I was missing in the build, such as an outdoors trash can, for example, and also because I had to take the screenshots, I got to see everything from like sim point of view, and I felt like there was just a little bit of like art missing in here, so I added one picture and also some radiators. You can see those in the screenshots at the end of the video, but I wouldn't say that picture oozes any kind of personality anyway, so it's pretty simple. It's just color-wise if it with the rest of the room, but other than that, we're just keeping everything very simple so that it could fit any of the girls, any of the sisters that want to come visit, or maybe the crown princess, is that what she's called? His Royal Highness's mom. Maybe if she wants to come visit, or is she allowed to do that? Is that a thing they can just do? Go visit? They probably have to have guards. I don't have any bedrooms for the guards. I'm sorry. I don't know how that works. So just, it's fine. I don't know how that works. And everything else is just kind of simple in there. I also skipped past the bathroom simply because it was a smaller bathroom. We'd already done 2 bigger ones, so I felt like couldn't really add anything to the video anyway, so I just decided not to record it. But there is another bathroom for the guest bedroom as well, so they have their own little ensuite. And as for the rest of the video, the remaining 9 minutes, we are doing landscaping and doing everything exterior. I wanted this house to have a lot of ivy on it, so we're doing that. Someone in the comments also said that the house should be white, which it turned out, I mean, that is sort of gray, but still leaning white, I would say, and I like it. I like the white bricks and the white rocks for this house. I feel like it works with the red roofing as well. We also added some blue flower boxes, but not like overly blue, like a royal kind of blue, just a nice faint kind of blue, so it could go with the remaining colors on the house, like the red and the white. I don't know. And then also, oh yeah, the pergola. I ended up adding a lot of plants. Did you guys just hear my wrist crack? I gotta sit still when I do this voiceover. I'm too old. What the heck? Okay, anyway. Yeah, someone said that I should add some plants to the pergola, so we're doing that later on as well. I think it's probably the last thing that we do, to be honest. As for the landscaping itself, first of all, okay, it took quite a long time to place down the ivy. We go a little ham with it, but it looks good in the end, I promise. I mean, to be fair, we could easily have added more ivy, I feel, but also didn't want to overdo it because you still have to be able to see the house is white. It can't just suddenly turn out green. That doesn't work. Doesn't work with our little project here. And as for the landscaping itself, because I forgot to tell you, we are placing down so many flowers, so much greenery that it might be a little bit too much. I hope they do have a gardener. They are rich people. Rich people have gardeners. That's luxury people. That's just how it works. Yep. So they don't have to take care of the plants themselves, but if they did, they would definitely have a hard time running a job as well. So I hope they have gardeners because there's a lot of flowers, a lot of greenery. And I just went a little crazy, so, you know, it is what it is. But there's a lot, so it takes a long time to go through all this landscaping. You've been warned. But if you like watching me place down plants, you're in for a good time. I didn't want to completely overdo it though, so there's a few areas of the yard, garden, whatever you want to call it, that still has access to grass, or that still like shows grass. I don't know, am I making sense right now? Where there's no an overabundance of plants, basically. Just showing a little bit of grass, but we're definitely going overboard. We also decided, before we went into the interior, to, because I went through statues or something, I don't really know what I was doing, but we came across a few items from Romantic Garden Stuff Pack. I chose this little... Is that even a fountain, or is it just a fountain of plants? I don't really know what it is. There's no grass in it, so I suppose it's not actually a proper fountain, but it's fine. I chose that one. Someone else said that I should include the statue that is also from Romantic Garden Stuff Pack. And then there's that like half roof kind of situation that I still don't know what it's called because it doesn't say in the tooltip, so I have no idea. But we also decided to go with that one. And other than that, they also end up with a picnic table outside because I thought that that was cute. If you could sit at that picnic table surrounded by all those flowers, wouldn't that just be like with your significant other, or just like friends or family or whatever you want, maybe by yourself with a book or something? It would be so cozy. So I added that as well. We also added an outdoors kitchen and a dining table underneath the pergola. So that's where they do their grilling and barbecue parties and whatever else they do. So, but other than that, it's pretty much just me placing down a lot of plants. So that is, you're in for a long session of landscaping here. You've been warned. There's a lot going on. It took such a long time as well. I think it ended up taking like 1.5 hours, 2 hours? I don't actually fully remember, but something like that. I definitely feel like we could have done more with this yard if the lot had been a bit bigger, because we are building on a 40 by 30, maybe a 40 by 40, or maybe even a 50 by 50, but that meant I would have had to move the build to another lot, and it was just perfect here on the island. I did not want to move it to the 64 by 64 because we would end up with so much spare space that no, it would not fit. This house right here is definitely not a 64 by 64 kind of house, but it could go for a 40 by 40 or even a 50 by 50. So I feel like we could have done more with the yard if we'd had a little bit more space, but the only other bigger lot here on the island is the 64 by 64, so I just decided against it. It's too small for the 64 by 64, so it wouldn't have made sense. Also, that telephone box, we ended up not using it. Oh yeah, someone told me I had to use the pea bush. We do end up using that. It has little hearts on it, so it was fitting, and I did have to playtest it a little bit because some of the other plants were kind of blocking the path to the pea bush, but it does end up working. I playtested it with my sim self on stream, so we are good. But yeah, definitely not gonna do a lot of pea bush landscaping in the future because it's just, look, actually it's kind of cute. I liked it. I like the bush. Maybe if we size it down a little bit in the future, we could use it for some other stuff. Also, I ended up basically covering up this this foundation. It's more like it's a platform instead, but I end up covering it up with a debug item. I just forget to delete it, so if you download the build and you drag the debug item away, you can actually see there's a platform underneath it. But it's fine, you can't actually see the platform as long as you don't touch the debug item. There we go, that's a debug item. No idea who the statue is of, but now's the time to tell you what the book is, because I'm gonna have to go into names and such. So I read Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, and I thought it was hilarious, and I really wanted to build something for Alex and Henry. That is who are the couple in the book, and Henry being the prince, so His Royal Highness Henry, Prince of Wales, or I don't remember what it's fine. And then also Alex being the first son of the US. His mother is currently the president, or I mean in the book, so just not in real life, okay? So yeah, I just thought it would be cool to build something for them. So I went on inspiration hunt and I found this house and decided to basically turn up to stream with it ready and just be like, we're building this, okay, let's go. And luckily a lot of people actually knew the book, which is pretty cool. So someone said that I should include the statue because Alex would probably tease Henry about it, and I thought that was so cute. So he'd be like, you know, teasing Henry about the statue being him, but it's not him. I don't know, I thought it was cute. So they have a few items in the yard, but we could definitely have done more with the yard if the lot had been a little bit bigger. So I'll keep that in mind for the future, but also I just felt like their house would be perfect here on the island because I definitely get the sense that as a couple they would need some privacy, and what's more private than an island, you know? So they could live here with other people that are in need of a lot of privacy. I don't know, we'll get to it eventually, just not the 64 by 64 because this house took a lot of energy. It took a lot of energy. So I'm gonna go on a tiny house binge, or possibly like throw in a couple of 30 by 20s in there, but we're definitely doing a lot of tiny houses over the next week because it's Sunday today. So if you've been missing some tiny houses, there were some before this house went up, but if you still have been missing some tiny houses, I think we are going to be building some, at least one, maybe 1.5. We'll see how much time it takes to build one on stream, but we're doing that tomorrow. So if you want to come hang out and just keep me company while I build a tiny house for I don't know who, maybe we'll decide it on stream. There's still a link to my Twitch in the pinned comment down below. But I'm gonna wrap this up now. So this was a rather long build. I haven't done a 30-minute voiceover in such a long time. I hope it went well. I don't know. We will see. But if you guys like this build, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, the tray files can be found on my Patreon, which will be linked in the pinned comment as well. And if you want to nerd out about books with me, come hang out on the stream or check out my other channel, which will also be linked in the pinned comment. I basically just do a lot of like reading vlogs and book videos over there these days, so come hang out. And that is all. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I would love to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
There is and none of it has helped. Experience has made me realize that I won't build my life on empty words. so tired of love songs. Life never turns out the way they do. I've been trying for so long, looking for someone who wants me to. I've heard every cliche there is, and none of them make sense. I'm so tired of love songs. I'm sick and tired of love songs. I'm so tired of you. Looking back on how I used to be, I always thought that love was made for me. Oh well, I was just as blue-eyed as the sky could ever be. Loving you has made me realize I'm so tired of love songs. Life never turns out the way they do. I've been trying for so long, looking for someone who wants me to. I've heard every cliche there is, and none of them make sense. I'm so tired of love songs. I'm sick and tired of love songs. I'm so tired of you. I'm so tired of you. I'm so tired of you. I'm so tired of love songs. Sick and tired of love songs. Even when my teardrops start to dry, and even when the sun begins to shine again, I've taken all the advice there is, and none of it